Y'all, is it just me, or are you wondering what happened to those actors who were too woke? Well, I personally researched where these celebrities are today. And let me tell you something. When they say karma is a karma, it actually came for these people. And trust me, what you're about to hear is wild. So, you clicked on this video because you want to know what happened to Hollywood's most controversial woke celebrities, right? Well, you're in the right place because I've got all the tea. Some of these celebrities faced massive career failures, public humiliation, and straight up disappeared from Hollywood. In this video, you'll see the box office bombs that lost hundreds of millions of dollars, the career collapses that shocked everyone, and where these celebrities are actually hiding today. So, let's get into it. Here's the thing. In the past few years, Hollywood pushed really hard for woke messaging in major franchises. Now, when I say woke in this context, I'm talking about celebrities who publicly criticized their own fans, insulted classic movies that people loved, or made everything about activism instead of just making good entertainment. Look, I get it. Everyone has opinions. But these celebrities thought they were untouchable. They thought they could say whatever they wanted, and audiences would just accept it. But guess what? Audiences started voting with their wallets. They stopped buying tickets. They stopped watching. And what you're about to see is what happens when Hollywood forgets that fans actually matter. So let's start with the celebrity who basically destroyed Disney's most iconic princess movie. When we talk about mainstream woke actresses, one face probably comes to mind first. And yeah, it's Rachel Zegler. For those who don't know who Rachel is, let me break it down for you real quick. This girl literally roasted Disney's classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She called the prince a stalker and said his scenes might even get cut from the movie. I mean, can you imagine? She literally said this on camera during an interview. The original cartoon came out in 1937, and it is very evidently so. There is a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah, weird. So, we didn't do that this time. And then she just kept going. She said there's no prince, or maybe a different kind of prince, and that they have a different approach to what everyone will assume is a love story. But here's the craziest part. She was so confident, so sure of herself, that she even joked about her male co-star, Andrew Burnap. She said, and I quote,
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story, with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
Now look, I'm not going to spend forever going into Rachel's entire history, because I'm pretty sure most of you already know what she did to contribute to Disney's remake flop. But let me give you the numbers because they tell the whole story. Disney's Snow White was released in March 2025, and it became a massive financial failure. We're talking about a movie that grossed roughly $25 million worldwide. Sounds like a lot, right? Wrong. Because the movie had a reported budget of $250 million. And that's not even counting marketing costs. In Hollywood math, a movie needs to make about 2.5 times its budget just to break even. So, this movie lost Disney hundreds of millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions. But wait, because it gets even worse for Rachel. In December 2024, she starred in this disaster comedy movie called Y2K that was released by A24. And this movie was a historic bomb. Like, we're talking embarrassingly bad numbers. It opened to a humiliating $2.1 million and earned a C- cinema score from audiences. This proved that she isn't a draw outside of Disney either. The internet hated her. And when her movie came out, nobody showed up to buy tickets. Nobody. So where is Rachel Zegler now? Well, after Snow White bombed, Hollywood has gone completely quiet on her. She hasn't been announced for any major new blockbuster franchises. No big movie deals, nothing. Like many celebrities in this exact position, she retreated to theater. She spent most of 2025 doing Romeo and Juliet and Evita in London and on Broadway. Basically, she's hiding out in the theater world, waiting for people to forget, hoping the heat dies down. That's where she is right now. Now, the next woke woman who's struggling in today's time is none other than your Captain Marvel, Brie Larson. And let me tell you, this story is something else. Here's the thing about Brie's backlash. It didn't start with bad acting. It started with open hostility toward the audience. In 2018, while she was accepting an award, she said something that changed everything for her career.
Andrew scenes could get cut. Andrew scenes, who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
She infamously said, "I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him." She went on to say that she wanted to know what the film meant to women of color instead. Now, here's the problem with that. She basically told a huge chunk of her audience that their opinions didn't matter, their voices didn't count, and people don't forget stuff like that. Then, during the Endgame press tours, she had this visibly awkward chemistry with her co-stars like Chris Hemsworth and Don Cheadle. You could just feel the tension through the screen. This fueled thousands, and I mean thousands, of Brie Larson is unlikable videos all over YouTube and TikTok. She framed Captain Marvel not just as a superhero movie that's supposed to be fun and entertaining, but as a form of activism. She alienated male fans by effectively telling them that their ticket money wasn't welcome at her movie. And guess what happened next? This is the strongest data point that proves audiences turned on her. And these numbers don't lie. Captain Marvel in 2019 grossed $1.13 billion worldwide. That sounds amazing, right? But here's the catch. That was riding the Endgame hype wave. Everyone wanted to see what happened before Endgame came out. Fast forward to 2023, and The Marvels, her sequel, grossed only $26 million. That's a drop of over $900 million between the first movie and its sequel. $900 million. This is statistically the biggest flop in the entire history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It proved that without the Avengers branding protecting her, without Iron Man and Captain America in the movie, the audience refused to show up for her specifically. And you've got to see this moment because it's when she realized she lost the room.
Do not need a 40-year-old, not need a white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
At the D23 Expo in 2022, a Variety reporter asked her a simple question. How long will you play Captain Marvel? And she looked defeated, genuinely defeated, and replied, I don't know. Does anyone want me to do it again? It was this rare moment of self-awareness where she acknowledged the massive backlash she had generated. You could see it in her face. She knew. After the backlash peaked, she didn't double down on the activism stuff. Instead, she tried something different. She started a YouTube channel from 2020 to 2023 where she completely dropped the activist persona. Instead of talking about politics and representation, she posted videos of herself baking cookies, playing Animal Crossing, doing archery, and just acting adorable and relatable. This was clearly a PR strategy to humanize her and make her seem harmless to regular everyday people. But Marvel's flop proved it was too little, too late. The damage was already done. So where is Brie Larson now? She has effectively been put in timeout by Disney. There are no confirmed plans for Captain Marvel 3. None. As of 2025, she retreated to the safe space of high art theatre. She's currently starring in Elektra on London's West End. And this, my friends, is the classic move for cancelled Hollywood stars. They flee the blockbusters. They run away from the big movie audiences. And they go do serious acting on stage to try and rebuild their credibility away from the people who rejected them. But wait, it's not just actresses facing karma. Let me tell you about Leslie Headland. And this one is fresh because it happened in late 2024 and 2025. Leslie is the creator of The Acolyte, which was supposed to be a Star Wars show. She was really vocal about infusing the show with modern identity politics, and she even labeled it the queerest Star Wars yet. Now, here's what happened next, and it wasn't pretty. Disney publicly cancelled The Acolyte after just one season because of low viewership and massive fan backlash. Now, usually Star Wars creators get a quiet exit.